Hi, I'm Kenneth Wajda. I'm a professional photographer here in Colorado. Welcome to another one of my photography talks. Today I'm going to talk about gear. So I've talked about the Pentax K1000. I've talked about the Canon TX in recent talks. Today I'm going to talk about the Nikon FM2. The Nikon FM2, if you had to buy one camera that you could trust would be a workhorse for you and you could find a good deal on it, this is one of my top recommendations. The Nikon FM2, so when I started at the newspaper years ago, I used the Nikon FM, which had everything this one had, except for it didn't have shutter speeds above 1/1000th of a second. So this one, when they made the sequel to the FM, they added a 2,000 and a 4,000th of a second shutter speed, which is handy. But again, how often do you use those? Unless you want to shoot wide open outside with fast film, you probably can get away with 1,000 on the FM. And the FM was a great deal and a wonderful camera too. But the FM2, they added the shutter speeds. There's two of these that you'll see. Some of them have I think a 200th of a second shutter speed, and some of them have a 250. The 250 was a little bit later, as I recall. And I think that if I was looking at an FM2 and I could choose between them, I would buy the one that had the red 250 because it was made a little later. But this doesn't have any film in it. You can always check by rewinding. There's no film. And a shutter that's just so smooth. And I've heard that speed all my life, working at the newspaper. It's a sound that I've heard so many times. And it's such a sure camera as far as the build quality. It's smallish. It's not as big as the F3 and the F2 and the F4. This has a 51.4 on it at the moment. It uses any of the AI or AIS lenses. It doesn't use the prong. It has a flash sync, so I could put a raw black and white or color film into this and hook it to my studio lights. Again, simple camera, but so capable. And if you're looking for one camera, you say, I'm just going to invest in one camera and I'm going to keep that, I'm not going to get a lot of cameras, this is the one I would get. It's completely not battery dependent. The battery only works that meter. And without batteries, every shutter speed works on this. It's kind of like the Olympus OM3 with a less crazy, sophisticated spot meter in the Nikon brand. It's all mechanical and it'll work. And it'll cost you a lot less than an Olympus OM3. The way the meter works, it's got, instead of a match needle, it's got a minus symbol that lights up, a 0 and a plus. And from my experience, shooting with this camera for many years at the newspaper, I would say, if you can get the 0 and the plus to light up in most situations where there's not a bright sky or a bright window in the shot, I guarantee you your exposure is right on. And you can certainly use this with Sunny 16. You don't even need an exposure meter, and this will be accurate and work every single time. Really reliable, highly recommended. The Nikon FM2. If you are looking for a great camera, this is one. All right, that's today's photography talk. If you're enjoying these, hit the subscribe button, and we'll talk again tomorrow. Photography. Thanks so much for watching.